So I got in the local news recently. Sussex Express, a nice journalist, gave me a phone call and then wrote an article about my condition with a couple of photos that I'd given him. Overall, it was a good experience. The things that he said are accurate, but a few important things have been missed, and I think that's how journalists tend to get more narratives out of what's happened. They wrote about how I suffer debilitating jaw pain. I'm claiming that my bite and jaw don't align, and that I'm claiming to be roundly ignored, and an orthodontist messed me up worse. They left out that my wisdom teeth are what screwed me up in the first place. I'm a bit concerned it's going to feed into the narrative orthodontists have that you shouldn't go near someone with jaw problems, because, I need orthodontics to fix me. The thing that really angered me, though, was the British Orthodontic Society's response. They have written, temporal mandibular disorder, or TMD, jaw pain/problems, is a common and sometimes painful condition. For some individuals, jaw pain can impact on daily life in a range of ways. There has been a lot of research done in this field, but so far, no one has found a clear, singular cause for jaw pain, and so most studies conclude that TMD is multifactorial. Orthodontics braces is not seen as a treatment for jaw pain. If anyone is concerned about jaw issues, they can be screened by their dentist or orthodontist before any treatment commences. Now that is a very quick summary of all the disgusting half-truths that have destroyed my life, coming from the orthodontists. The first sentence, temporal mandibular or TMD is a common and sometimes painful condition. Two massive problems with that. Firstly, they're lumping all jaw problems into the same term, and secondly, that they're using that term in the singular, as if there was one condition covering all jaw problems, which is nonsense. There's lots of different jaw problems, and they know that very well. But lumping all into the same term allows them to use statistics to not find any evidence of any harm that they've done to patients. That really angers me. There has been a lot of research done in this field, but so far no one has found a clear, singular cause for jaw pain, and so most studies conclude that TMD is multifactorial. Now that is reinforcing the same disgusting half-truth. The research has largely been done by orthodontists to get themselves off the hook. And then they're implying that I'm claiming that there's a single cause for jaw pain. Of course, no one is saying that there's a single cause of jaw pain. Why would anyone say that? They're stating the obvious and implying that someone else, me in this instance, is saying something stupid. I'm not claiming that all jaw problems are the same and that all jaw problems are caused by teeth not fitting. It's just a nasty half-truth. It's not real science to conclude that body part disorder is multifactorial. No matter what part of the body you're working on, if you categorize health problems as that body part disorder and then conclude it's multifactorial, that is the opposite of doing science, because science is supposed to be as specific as you possibly can be, and this is clearly being as vague as they can be. Body part disorder is multifactorial logic. It's terrible. Orthodontics braces is not seen as a treatment for jaw pain. Now that is the one that has ripped my life from me. That's absolutely vile. It's another half-truth, because obviously whether orthodontics can fix your jaw problems depends on whether your jaw problems are caused by your teeth not fitting. Mine are. Right, I cannot close my teeth and jaw properly. That is what's causing my jaw problems, and the only way for me to get fixed is through orthodontic treatment. This half-truth destroys my life, and that is why these people are my enemy. It is absolutely evil to make such a blanket statement. That is destroying the life of anyone else whose teeth and jaw don't align. These group of orthodontists, they don't want to know. They want to rule out the whole thing, and that is absolutely evil. If anyone is concerned about jaw issues, they can be screened by their dentist or orthodontist before any treatment commences. So this again is feeding into this narrative they have that you shouldn't go near anyone with jaw problems. This is what happens when a cosmetics industry dominates, right? They'll screen you, and that screening is basically, do you have jaw problems? And if you say yes, you've been screened and they found you've got jaw problems, and then they won't do treatment on you. You know, regardless of whether you need it to fix your jaw problems or not. It's an absolutely shameful response. And I know that the NICE guidelines on the NHS's website actually write an uneven bite as a possible cause of jaw problems, TMD, as they write. Which is a direct contradiction to this, because if an uneven bite can cause jaw problems, then, you know, orthodontics is moving teeth, which could potentially cause an even bite in the first place, or potentially fix any uneven bite if they do their job well. So there's a massive contradiction going on here. It's absolutely just your typical shameful, despicable response from the British Orthodontic Society. And it also highlights a double standard, because I have to put my name in a paper and photographs in a paper in order for it to be published, whereas these half-truths, it's hidden behind a faceless organisation. No one is going to take responsibility for this. You know, no one will be pinned to these quotes whatsoever, to these lies and half-truths and spin that are destroying patients' lives. They are far too well protected, and it's cowardly and shameful and despicable and all that stuff. Utterly disgraceful half-truths. The only positive that's come out of it is that my MP is suggesting that I write a letter to the Ombudsman about my problems, and he's said he's willing to sign it. So that'll be something. So at least going in the paper has had a bit of, it's made a little bit of difference. You'll get a politician a little bit more motivated. If you're suffering from similar problems, the local press, they're not out to get you. They're not. I don't think this journalist was a hack in any way. He seemed to be interested and helpful. He was very nice, and getting lots of stories like this. This is the way that medical scandals are uncovered. This is how the mesh scandal was uncovered. There's loads of patients who went to their local press, and eventually it got picked up, because the medical establishment, they are too well protected. You know, if it's just some random people going to papers, national papers, you won't be believed, right, unless the news comes from a doctor. So unfortunately, the way for victims, medical victims, is through the local press, through building up lots of cases. If only there was some actual honesty, but there's not. And these disgusting half-truths from the British orthodontic industry prove it, right? They are in denial of basic anatomy. Teeth and jaw need to align. Like, every human being is like that. Every diagram, they are supposed to be taught this stuff. It's the very fundamentals of the part of the body that they're working on. But we're getting these ridiculous, vague half-truths and blanket denials. And it's absolutely shameful.